Comix Watch. Comix Watch. Comix Watch.
Now I am become death, the destroyer of worlds.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to this week's episode of Comix Watch. I am Suicide Squad hater Nick, and joining me is Suicide Squad shill Jared. How you doing, buddy?
How are you? It's not my fault. I've known for a long time you can't appreciate good entertainment. Starfield.
I was waiting. I was waiting for you to say that. Oh my god.
I had to.
All right, so let's just kind of jump right into kind of like a little bit of a mini topic before getting into the main course here. So apparently there's been, I'd say the faucet at Rocksteady is a bit leaky.
Yeah, exactly. And fun fact, Taladia got to interview the person that did the leaking.
So I made no mistake that I really do not like Suicide Squad. Jared likes it. I rein myself in for his benefit because I like him so much, and he buys all my merch, so I'm kind of like contractually obligated to.
It's shipped, by the way.
Something else shipped for me.
Expect to see it on streams.
I do love a loot grab, but yeah. So very quickly, I'm gonna say why I don't like Suicide Squad, and then Jared's gonna say why he likes it, and then we're gonna kind of go into the leak. So yeah. I don't like it because it looks like a generic looter shooter. It looks like a game that I'm not interested in. The story itself, I am not interested in. It looks very 90s edgelordy with the story. And then the Batman scene just left a very sour taste in my mouth. Jared, why do you have the wrong opinion?
Well, first off, I like it for what it is because the thing about the game that I like is that when you play a co-op with friends, it's very fun to like coordinate attacks, like flank. It's really fun co-op game. It's solo wise, I still have fun because I'm the type of guy that will play a free roaming game, even though there's nothing to do, and just shoot enemies and have fun that way. But the other thing I like about it is that the squad also has a fun little interaction among each other. The banter is really good. Speaking of Batman, there's this fantastic scene where they do the Predator room, except you're being hunted by Batman, and that is so terrifying. Like
I will give them that. I will.
The other thing that I will bring up is that there is a lot of misinformation surrounding the game, chiefly on the Flash stuff, because there were people saying that Boomerang pees on the Flash. I can tell you that doesn't happen. Boomerang goes to, but Deadshot and Harley Quinn stop him and say, dude, show a little respect. So at least on that area of criticism, that one I don't abide by because those people have obviously never even watched the cutscene itself.
Okay, but what about the claim that each of the male heroes gets a somewhat disrespectful death, while Wonder Woman gets like a hero sacrifice, hero's kind of death?
Well, here's the thing: in terms of hero, she's the only one that's not mind controlled. Now, Comic Story did a great video. The way they could have kept most of the story the way it is, and like maybe warded off some of the criticism, is maybe if they had Batman alongside Wonder Woman be the good guys. We have to team up with Batman, and then he sacrificed himself against like Superman or something like that. They could have done that, but really the hero's death is because in this analogy, the superheroes are the bad guys in this case. The Justice League are the bad guys. Of course, they're not going to get the hero's death.
Yeah, this is the other thing is like with Kevin Conroy's death.
Yeah,
this game kind of takes on a whole nother meaning where like this is his last performance.
Except for Crisis.
Is that actually happening? Because I've heard conflicting reports.
The conflicting part was when he was going to voice a character in the upcoming Batman animated series.
Okay.
So he's still doing that. Now on that, and we'll talk about this when we get to the leaks, or if you want to just transition over to that, we can.
I just want to say the thing with me is it's like this was marketed as I almost said Henry
Cavill. Nick's old man brain's acting up again.
Screw you.
Although it's kind of funny, but real quick, there's a moment when in the game, the part where the Batman boss battle starts off, it's a cutscene where like you're watching a recording of Batman talking to Robin, and it's like him going through his contingency plans, and he basically says goodbye. He takes off the cowl and legit looks exactly like Ben Affleck.
Okay.
So I'm like, and it's kind of funny, a piece of gear that you can have for Harley is a baseball bat that has the Affleck batarangs in it. Someone like
that's subtle. But for me, it's like the market is so long as Kevin Conroy's last performance, and then after, like, you notice how the news stories of like, oh, this is not actually his last performance, only conveniently came out after the backlash happened.
I think at first it was going to be a surprise, and then they were like, oh no, release it. So actually, before we get to the leaks, there's one more thing I want to bring up that is I like, and anyone that watches my show will know this. Superman and Wonder Woman are pretty obviously together in this universe. That makes the Arkhamverse even better. So I'm like, there you go.
I mean, okay, that's I get that from your perspective. It's just, and then also it's like a drip feed. It's like, oh, there's still backlash. Oh, let's reveal he did stuff for afterwards. Like, why not just reveal this all at once? Like, it feels very calculated to try and shut us up, and I'm just not buying it.
True. So on that note with the leaks, yeah, it came out that like he recorded stuff for the post game. But here's the thing. I think at least that should have been obvious that he would have done that, because first, the game makes it pretty obvious that like stuff is happening with the league. Maybe it's clones, maybe it's not. But the point is, they make it obvious that the league is coming back. And if there's post-launch content, one would assume if the league comes back, and according to the leaks, everyone comes back, he would have recorded stuff afterwards.
Okay, fair point, because if you're already in a voice session and you're already planning using post-game stuff, yeah, sure.
Because remember, when
I'll give you that.
Yeah.
I'll give you that.
Because for those of you that don't know, when they record the voice sessions with the actors, they record everything, pretty much everything they plan to release, like even the post-launch stuff.
Yeah. So that I will. Yeah, that's fair. My thing is, if you're planning on bringing them back, why do the song and dance of killing him? It makes the death scene completely pointless. Like from a narrative perspective, it makes no friggin' sense. It's just like go through this whole song and dance of killing them, only to bring them back 6 months later. I mean, did we learn nothing from Death of Superman?
Well, this is DC, and they never learn little lessons. But I think the reason why they did is that the story of the game is like, because in the game, it's like there's this great cutscene where Waller goes, okay, your mission is to kill the Suicide Squad. And it's kill the Justice League. And the Suicide
man moment!
Yeah, I had no man moment where Waller's like, kill the Justice League. And the Suicide Squad are like, and Boomerang's like, wait, what? And so it's supposed to be like this impossible task, and it's showing. And actually, the Batman cutscene he's talking to the Bat family. But by the way, they mentioned Jason in this game, so I'm like, yes. But so the Batman cutscene basically communicates that like it's essentially like together you're strong. It's like apes together strong, apes separately weak, to use Planet of the Apes terms. So the idea is like, because let me put it this way, but by all intents and purposes, yeah, if you can't if you take the Suicide Squad straight up, this lineup of the squad, they can't take the league unless they have help, which is when they like grab contingency plans, Lex Luthor from another Earth. But my point is that when you look at this grouping, there's no way they could they could fight the Justice League and win.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of like an impossible task thing with that. But in terms of like
death, I guess you could say the mission is suicidal.
So the other thing on the leaks. So our good friend Taladia Play, shout out, got to interview the guy that leaked this, and one of the things they said is that there is essentially they have content planned for up to middle of 2025, so 5 seasons, and season 5 is planned on being the ending of the game. Now, could it end before that? Yes, but what the leaker said as an argument is because the Warner Brothers made this big deal of saying we're going all in on live service games, stupidly, mind you, but they said we're going all in on live service, and the leaker said, Miller, hang on,
sorry,
he said,
go ahead.
He said Warner Brothers maybe doesn't want the reputational ding, let me put it this way, at this point, the further reputational ding that would come from, they say, we're investing so hard in live service, we're stopping our live service game.
Yeah, they kind of got themselves in a pickle.
I think, honestly, what they probably told Rocksteady is like, just release it, because remember, the other thing about this game is that this game was delayed like to all hell, so they actually had
literally
extra time.
Delayed so they could remove some of the more egregious live service mechanics,
and they were able to complete a lot of the content that they were working on. So it's like they have all the stuff lined up. So what Warner Brothers probably told them is like, okay, we paid for all this content, release this, and then we're done. Because according to the leaker, season 5 is it. Season 5, the league is reassembled. The league and the squad team up to kill Brainiac. Finally, that's it. Here's the interesting thing about this. So obviously, you recruit. You get to play as Deathstroke in the game. You know how I know that this may be true? This person also leaked that Deathstroke stories. Amanda Waller has been sending him into the multiverse, and he's been killing the other Brainiacs. So they're actually doing a story reason to shorten the game, so we can just go, okay, all those other Brainiacs are dead. Just kill this one, and we're done.
Okay. Yeah. You know what's really weird? It's not like Warner Brothers released a game last year that was single player only. That was literally the best selling game of the year.
Yeah, and the best rated that survived a boycott and became the biggest selling game. Yeah, but again, that's just stupid Warner Brothers. So
obviously, I don't like Suicide Squad, but I do love the Batman Arkham games. But that does raise a question. There's just so many questions. How would I do another DC game, another Arkham or a DC game? We're going to talk about that. But before we do, we got a bit of a sponsored content. So today's video is sponsored by me. So Jared, I have something I want to show you again.
Ooh.
Yes.
I do like replays.
Well, you play Suicide Squad, so I assume such. So, this is the first time I am showing it on Comix Watch. This is the cover for Torrent Samurai #4, Fall of a Friend.
It looks like someone's having a crisis.
A crisis on so many, dare I say, infinite Earths.
Yeah, exactly. But here's the thing.
Also, Ginger.
Yeah, because obviously, since Nick and I are friends, he sends me this stuff early because I'm the Phoenix Press shield. The thing about when I saw this, and I mean, and I'm saying this not just as your friend, I saw the cool thing about this. It's obvious enough what it's homaging, but it's not like obvious enough that it looks like a ripoff. And trust me, that is really hard to do as someone that's working on a comic as well. By the way, Nick is editing my comic. He's giving me great advice.
I'm trying. Also, that facial expression, we kind of took it from Edge Runner, Cyberpunk Edge Runner, that famous thing. So
it looks like that. By the way, that's a great show. I may find the game a little dull, but I love the anime.
Maybe we should talk about it on Rewatch or something.
I'm down.
Possible future content. So with a cool cover, also comes cool okay, I totally messed up that one up.
I also have this.
Let me full screen you. Oh, look at that. That is
Phoenix
cool.
Press trade. Hell yeah, the first 2 issues, and I love it so much.
All right. So we'll be launching Turn Samurai issue 4 next month, and pre-launch is a go. You can find the link down in the chat so you can be notified when we go live. We'll have more updates when it comes out, and we will be doing a live stream, a cooperation between the Phoenix Press and Comics League.
Be there, be square.
Yes. So that's going to be part of the Friday Night Frenzy. More details here in the coming weeks. And as far as a quick update, I should be expecting page 19 inks today, and then 20 should be coming later this week. Inks will be done, and then once I get some finished pages, that's when I'm going to start putting together the trailer. It's all coming together, baby!
I'm loving it, dude. I'm here for that.
All right. So, Jared, let's talk insanity.
Now, can I start off and say one thing? From my perspective, because a criticism that I've heard of Suicide Squad, trust me, it links to this, is that some people said we didn't want this, we wanted a co-op Justice League game. So, when they're done with Suicide Squad, no matter where that is, I think the best thing that Rocksteady can do is either leak out or announce that we're working on a co-op Justice League game. And here's the thing: if the game lasts until the League is back to life, they can use these characters. Obviously, they would have to recast Batman.
Yeah. My biggest issue with all this is the insistence on using the Arkham universe. Which
True.
I think after Arkham Knight, the universe is kind of played out, and the fact that Kevin Conroy is gone, because Kevin is intrinsically tied to this universe, all right?
Mm-hmm.
And you're gonna have to recast him. And if you're gonna recast him, like, this is a perfect opportunity to start fresh. Just snap it all away, if you will, and just start fresh. So because there's so much baggage with this universe, so much there are over 10 years worth of continuity for here.
Well, you could do it. It'd have to be kind of cool for a prequel game, like an Arkham Origins game, is you could show like the recruitment and training of Robin, as in Grayson Robin. You could show how like this Batman got his Robin. You could do a trilogy on where he got Grayson, where he got Jason. I'm saying Grayson for
so
a very
you're
specific
saying
reason.
So you're saying they should have a battle for the cowl?
That is honestly a cool idea. Obviously, don't do that story because you would have to have Darkseid come in and kill Batman and send him back in time, and that's way too complicated.
So basically my idea for a Batman Arkham War is basically a combination of War Games and Battle for the Cowl, where basically Batman dies, and you have basically 3 different characters with 3 different storylines. So, now, I detailed this on, I think, one of Jared's live streams, and I'm trying to remember what I said.
I think it's on 2 capes, I thought, yeah.
Possibly, yeah. And basically you have Nightwing, I think it's Jason, and then Azrael, where they're each trying to like become Batman. It's the same city, like the same map. They each have their own storyline. It ends with them becoming Batman. So you have 3 different endings, and then you have other characters, like alternate stories, because you know how, well, like, I think it was like Arkham City and Arkham Asylum had like a Catwoman story,
which I loved. And what you could do for that, you can have like hacking mini games where you play as Oracle.
True. Or you could have like Batgirl as either Stephanie Brown or
spoiler alert, Nick.
I'll screech it from the rooftops.
Nice. But yeah, because
are there.
And you can make it like a co-op game as opposed to like a single player game, or if you want to go just a single player route, I don't know where you would fall on that.
I think the co-op stuff would be great. So kind of Gotham Knights-esque, except not bad, except actually good, you know?
Except properly like implemented. Yeah, exactly.
To be honest, I kind of need to do a proper Gotham Knights playthrough just to kind of give my thoughts on it, but I'll wait for it to go on discount. Like once it reaches like $5, sure, I'll grab it.
Watch, it's right now on discount.
Jared's actually going to.
I'm checking. I want to see it. I want to see it. Which, by the way, I've played through that one multiple times because, again, for the most part, see, here's the thing. I rank the quality of a game if I have fun playing it. If I have fun playing it, that's fine. Yeah, it's not for $5 yet.
All right, but I did just wishlist the game, so
yeah.
When it does go on sale, I will be notified.
Because from a story perspective, Nick, I think you would dig this game.
It's gonna have to be pretty deep discounts. Like I'm gonna have to say it's gonna have to get to at least under $30 before I even consider it.
Yeah.
So like once the Steam sales pops up, we'll talk.
We'll talk, yeah.
But yeah, because the problem I had with the Suicide Squad is it's forcing every character to have a gun when some characters are clearly melee characters. Like obviously Deadshot having a gun is fine, even Captain Boomerang. But like Harley
Harley has used guns in the past, so it's not like she's never used guns.
But King Shark.
Has he ever used? I don't. Okay,
King Shark's not real. But Harley, yes, uses guns, but she's more of a melee character. Like
the fun part is that they actually kind of the Joker DLC kind of fixes this because you could just take King Shark off the squad, put on the Joker. Now everyone conceivably uses guns. I'm just saying, dude. But
what I'm saying is, if they're gonna do a Justice League game, you can't you're not gonna give Superman a gun. Yes, I know that's Superman. He used guns. I get that.
How about Zack Snyder Superman?
Which okay, a little bit of a tangent here. One of my favorite panels in comics is that scene where it's like a Boy Scout. I always come prepared. And
there was this great. That's
like one of my favorite panels in comics.
There was this great Superman story. You know what he did? I think this was Birthright. He shoots a guy, and you know what he does? He flies super fast around and catches the bullet and holds it in front of the guy's face and goes, "Just so you know, I can kill you. So back off."
Oh wow!
It's so cool. But now let me ask you this, Nick, for Arkham War, who would be the antagonist? Because
who would be the antagonist?
Personally,
real quick before
yeah. Yes, and the mullet.
Yes, this is like one of my favorite panels in comics. Like by far.
I love it. And you got Steel and Connor. I love that. He's got the bandoliers like he's freaking Chewbacca.
Yeah, like how
where's this action figure, McFarlane?
Also, this is like one of my favorite Superman suits ever. It's just so clean and good looking. I love it.
Yeah, it's good. The original black suit is good. I like that personally. I prefer the Snyder cut, but that's because I'm a Snyder guy. But I was gonna say in terms of villains for Arkham War for that level, I see a villain like Deathstroke would be good for this. The problem is he's essentially the backup villain for Knight, and he's already been dealt with.
Yeah.
Arkham Court of Owls.
Like possibly maybe because it's got to be something that like fills they're trying to fill the vacuum kind of thing. Because
what I was thinking is that they've always been there, and you can like retcon that like they supplied Scarecrow's army or something like that, and you can make it they were honestly waiting to reveal themselves until Batman was dead.
I mean, I gotta say, an Arkham game with the Court of Owls would have been amazing.
Yeah, because they actually fit really well in the Arkham universe.
Like Arkham Court or whatever.
Yeah, kind of like that.
Yeah, a Court of Owls that would have been perfect. Like that would have been
kind of what I thought Gotham Knights was when they first announced it, and then I was like, oh, okay,
yeah. Which by the way, it's going to be interesting when there's the Batman Screecher crossover because the Court of Owls are going to have to be part of that.
They're going to think she's a Talon.
Yeah, exactly.
That would be so good. I want that to happen just so I can see it. But
and there has to be an issue where she actually faces down a Talon.
Plus, here's the good part about using the court. They're a good surmountable challenge, kind of a Crucible of whoever beats them becomes Batman. That's essentially, it's a good proving enemy.
Yeah, for sure. But honestly, there's a. I love how like we're so off topic right now, but
it's fun. By the way, how
if
poetic?
I
Yeah, go ahead.
If I were to do a kind of Elseworlds story, is what if Jason became a Talon?
Okay, that's actually
They resurrected Jason Todd, and he became Talon. Like that's a story
they do have the capabilities to resurrect people. So you know what? That would work. Where's that Tales of the Dark Multiverse? That'd be dope. Under the Red Hood, but he's a Talon.
Yeah,
dude, that is genius. Speaking of Jason,
DC Comics worth my money.
Yeah, you know what I just realized? Going back to Arkham War, the ending for Jason becoming Batman, that's so poetic, where he was the Arkham Knight and then he became Batman. And you can have him go, he's trying it Bruce's way. In other words, he puts down the guns and goes, no, Bruce want this.
No, what he is for the first like third of the game, he's using the guns. And in beginning, someone looks at this, dude, are those bullets lethal? And he just looks at me and be like, they're armor piercing. What do you think?
Yeah, but that's a ding on Gotham Knights where it's armor piercing, non-lethal. I'm like, that is the most comic book thing I have ever heard. Like, wow.
Yes, I'm pretty sure a very sweet baby got into that line.
Now, here's a very interesting point there with Jason. You can make it so he doesn't want to be Batman. Like, if you're playing as Jason, you want him to be Batman. You can have a plot line where he doesn't want it. And then at the end of the game, he tells Nightwing, no, it should go to you. And then Nightwing goes, no, it should go to you. And Jason goes, why? He goes, because you don't want it.
I think that storyline is better for Dick Grayson because part of Dick's character, the whole reason he became Nightwing was because he didn't want to be Batman.
Okay.
And the whole point of Battle for the Cowl is everyone's telling Dick Grayson, you need to be Batman. You need to be Batman. And he refuses to be so because his whole entire life has been trying to get out of Batman's shadow. That's like a core part of Dick Grayson's character. So giving that storyline to
Well, actually, what you could just do is you can make it where Jason becomes Batman just as a tribute to Bruce because Bruce brought him back.
I think probably what I would do is Jason wants to be Batman, but basically he has to prove that he's worthy of the mantle. Like basically he has to prove like, okay, you want it, but you have to prove that you're worthy of it, and that's kind of the whole thing.
I could imagine the banter. He starts calling Nightwing Robin. He goes, "Are you my Robin now?" And Nightwing's like, "Shut up."
I mean, Tim Drake is here, so
yeah. But I mean, see, that's the thing. That's the thing that I would definitely want in this is the banter among the Bat family, because the Arkham games, yes, it's a Batman game. There's not really a lot of them in one place at once. So you don't get a lot of the interactions you do in some of the DLC, but still, I want to see them banter.
Yeah, especially if like you're the team up stuff, like you said.
Now, the other thing that we could do is in the Nightwing campaign, Damian shows up. So when you complete the game and Dick becomes Batman, you have Damian as the Robin.
Yeah, basically, and then Tim becomes Red Robin.
Yeah, exactly. There. He served as Robin first and then became Red Robin. Don't skip that to fit in some BS about there only being 4 Robins.
So basically, see, the thing is, I like the idea of the other 2 characters ascending to a new form, but the problem is Nightwing's just going to stay as Nightwing in this because, like, I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah,
and the Azrael thing, we could take the good ending of the Azrael quest as canon because you could say Azrael's like, hey, I completed all of Bruce's challenges, referencing those pain in the ass AR challenges where you had to beat a bunch of guys without getting punched, and I proved that that I won't kill. I think I'm worthy at this point of being Batman, and the costume is basically the Azbat suit.
Oh. And imagine it plays a little bit differently. Like it's basically Iron Batman
And one of the one of the final punches is he does the back break
on Bane.
on Bane. Yeah, Bane has to show up in the if only in the Azrael campaign just to do that. And then you have Azrael go, I wonder what would break first, your mind, boosh, or your body.
Is it wrong that I was thinking the exact same thing? I was waiting for you. Like literally, I was gonna have the same. This is why we work so well together, because our brains are just wow.
Yeah, that would be great. And then at the end, as a post-credit scene, you could have like the Justice League show up and like accept the new Batman as the new and offer him a membership on the league. He's saying, "You're Batman. The Justice League needs a Batman."
Oh, and then as a DLC, let's
Don't
just
you say the
say
Wonder Bat thing. Don't you say the Wonder Bat thing.
a portal opens up, and you hear. And so basically you have another Batman from beyond.
Oh yeah, that would be interesting. Or
So
that could be a DLC, and how Terry is changes depending on which Batman you picked.
So basically you have a Batman Beyond, Batman Beyond is a playable character. He has his own little mini campaign for the DLC.
And what would be fun? This may be too ambitious, but screw it. There are no limits to our little experiment. You can still free roam in like even a small part of Neo Gotham in that DLC. It's not like you're just playing a mission. Because that's my problem with Arkham Knight. You can play as all these kick-ass characters, but you can't freaking free roam as them.
Really?
You unless you mod it, you can't free roam as anyone other than Batman. Which is stupid, because I'm like, then why give me these characters for just 5
You could free roam as Catwoman in Arkham City.
Yeah, I know. For some reason, they didn't give us that in this one.
Yeah, it's just weird. Also, I just want to say, I really like how instead of like grappling hook, you got like kind of like a bit of a rhythm mini game to climb up the walls. I thought that was really nice.
Now, here's another great idea for a prequel game. You ready? Batman Arkham Year One, where it picks up. Bruce has just gotten back, and you see the establishment of Batman in this universe.
So even before Origins.
Even before Origins, like immediately before that. Or you can even do like the first half of the game is his training, and you see like Ra's al Ghul and Talia. And then the rest of the game is you establishing Batman.
Okay.
Because as far as I know, we've never had a game that was that. And you had like small challenge maps that were Bruce Wayne being trained by Ra's, but I feel like that would be really cool for a game, seeing like the establishment of Batman. You can have like Selena Kyle does a cameo. Who's that kid stealing the wheels off the Batmobile, Batman? Oh, the flying
yeah, also like wait, why is Bruce like tied up and going into a tank like Harry Houdini? Who's this Zatara person?
Yeah, exactly. You can also use that to like tease a bunch of the other leaguers, like in Arkham Knight, when like they tease like Superman, Lex Luthor, the Flash.
Yeah, also I always love pointing this out. So the character of Zatara, I love how him being trained by like Zatara training Batman is so great, because Zatara is literally just as old as Superman. Like he premiered in Action Comics #1. And if you look at some of the early covers of Action Comics, like before issue 10, Zatara actually takes on some of those covers.
Yeah.
So Zatara is just as old as Superman. And also Zatara has his daughter named Zatanna,
who is an awesome DC character. By the way, so here's another idea for Arkham War, a character that we left out that exists in the Arkham universe, but we need to include her, Kate Kane. And you can make it where, because she's actually blood relative to Bruce, she's the one at the end of the game who like gives the seal of approval of your character becoming Batman. Okay.
I don't think anyone needs for example Dick Grayson. Him becoming Batman.
There are some characters that like maybe not. That's true.
Like characters like Dick becoming Batman. Like he didn't really have that much trouble being accepted as Batman, even in the comics.
Like maybe
You
in
know.
the Jason campaign or the Azrael campaign, she like goes, you know what? Yeah, sure.
Yeah. Also, one of my favorite little tidbits is the first time that Batman has a meeting with Gordon. He's like, "Wait, you're not my Batman." Like he knew right away, right away.
And, you know, speaking of that, you know what's really funny? Here's something that not a lot of people know. When Superman came back to life in Return of Superman, and he had a conversation with Batman, that was Asbast. That wasn't Bruce. And Asbast was like, "Did he know I'm not Bruce Wayne?"
I mean, he has extra unless the suit is made of lead.
Which I imagine it kind of is because Az is still Batman, but I'm like, that is kind of weird to think about. When Superman died, it was Bruce. When he came back, it was John Paul Valley.
Comics, people, comics.
Exactly, because comics, that's why.
Exactly. Yeah, so we're gonna kind of wrap it up here. Jared, do you have any final thoughts and final words you want to share with people?
All in all, I love the Arkhamverse. It's like it is as a DC fan, particularly as a Batman fan, because I've always said like Batman is among my 3 most favorite superheroes. That game magically captures what it's like to be Batman. And even that one part of Suicide Squad where you're being hunted by Batman. And I'm like, so that's what it feels like. Because it is scary as hell, dude. Like,
And
scary.
And just so you know, in issue 4 of Screecher, I'm going to be paying tribute to those Predator sequences.
Yeah, and if I were there, and that's a fantastic idea because it lends credibility. But all in all, I dig the Arkham games. Actually, you know what? Real quick, let me ask this before we do this. Let's rank our on the Arkham verse in terms of games, because Knight is still my favorite over Suicide Squad. Knight is my favorite.
Mm-hmm.
City number 2, Asylum, and then Origins, and then Suicide Squad.
Oof, that's a tough one because like the main 3 are just all iconic. Well, bottom of the list is Origins and Suicide Squad. Suicide Squad is bottom of the barrel.
Yeah,
I've never actually played Origins, so I can't really rank it, so it's unranked. Of the 3, it's City, Night, Asylum, and that. By the way, all 3 are very close. Oh, so close they could be interchangeable. If you put a gun to my head, tell me to rank, that's what I'm gonna do.
All 3 of them are good. Even like Arkham Knight, which I know gets a lot of heat because it's like because it's mostly Batmobile. But I'm like, you had like 5 other games where you were just playing as Batman, and can you blame them for wanting to go? Let's be in the Batmobile. That's why I'm like, I don't blame them. Plus, you could drive around Gotham in the '89 Batmobile.
Game of the year. Game of the century.
And the Snyderverse Batmobile. So you have the 2 best Batmobiles ever. My one complaint, they don't have the animated series Batmobile. That's really limited.
And I do like that now that they did like the remastered version, they went back and added Patterson and his Batmobile.
Which makes me... his Batmobile is not in here yet. Now...
It's in the Switch version.
It is?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. That means it could be coming here. Because here's the thing.
So if you hear that sound, that's Jared furiously ordering a Nintendo Switch right now.
But here's the thing. Does that mean that maybe we could see them update Night progressively and add in other Batman skins? That could be fun.
I don't think they're doing that. I think this is just really kind of like a one-off.
All right, I see. It's like a man can hope. It's like, let me put it this way. My 2 hopes is that I can use the tactical bat suit from the Snyder Cut, and that I'll get a Squadron Supreme movie. Those are my 2 hopes.
So apparently it's available on all platforms.
The Batmobile?
No, the Patterson.
The suit is because I've used it. The suit is definitely there. You know what's kind of interesting? They changed Batman's face structure to match Patterson, and they changed the way he walks too.
Well, that's cool.
They went above and beyond with this. He even has the gun on this hip.
Hey, good for them. Which I have Arkham Knight currently installed on my Steam Deck. So like after this, I might actually load it up. After we're done talking, I might just load it up and see if I can get.
I'm gonna be starting my playthrough of Arkham Knight probably this week for streaming.
Yeah.
So Nick, any other points you want to bring up, or do you want to wrap us up?
Support Turn Samurai #4 on Indiegogo. Make sure to sign up, and you will have more info as we go along. And thank you, Jared. I appreciate you. Remember, I can only show you the door. You're the ones to walk through it.